We're good. We're rocking and rolling now. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen again. Okay, we are reviewing someone on TikTok's ticker is BURU. It is a stock. What the hell kind of stock is this? It's like a biotech company. Annual reports. Give me 1 second, because I don't know what BURU is. I need to know what sector it is in. Fintech business, which provides an fintech platform, inventory solutions around business, and generating cash for them. Okay, fintech. That's all we need to know. Good. Okay. Really quick, what I'm seeing is usually when you have these price actions that jump from 12 cents all the way up to what, 90 cents. That's an 880 something percent move. You need to get a daily reversal candle, and you really need to make sure that you get price action over about 40 cents for this to go higher. Otherwise, as long as this price action is below 40 cents on BURU, I wouldn't want to touch it. Jackhammer, can you explain about gaps and its consolidation on what stock or just in general? Jackhammer, is this pertaining to Tesla? Is this pertaining to just in general? Just let me know. We got okay. What else we got? Ty Blockdag. I don't even. Where do you find all these? Is this a crypto? I don't know if this doesn't look like a stock. This has to be a crypto or something. ISRG Ed. Yep, I'll do that. Give me 1 second. Let me just pull up the chart really quick. IS. Ooh, that doesn't look that bad. Oh, never mind. Hold up. When I zoomed in, it looks really good. But when you zoom out, it looks a little gods. Yeah, we want to capture this. Okay, so ISRG. My friend, if it does not hold above $424, this thing's fallen. Not just like a little like, oh, $10 fall. Like this is falling like to the 360s to 300s. So be careful with that one. It's not a sexy looking chart, I can tell you that. And it looks like more of like this weird inverse head and shoulders. That thing got rejected, and that somewhat of a double top. It's not a great looking chart. Just know that $424, Ed, is you're going to be your line in the sand. Make sure that you set stop losses, because there are buyers sitting at that point. It's just if it falls below, it's going to really fall. Not like oh, $10, like $100. Okay. I already went over BURU, just FYI. That was earlier. Okay, going back to the Discord, what kind of questions we got? United Healthcare filled the gap. Oh, perfect. That's a good example. United Healthcare is a good example for that. Okay. Let me just make sure I'm understanding. Can you explain about consolidation? Okay. Simply for gaps, people like to make it overcomplicated than it really is. You treat them as support and resistances. Where they open at the bottom of the console, right here, if you see, right here at 341. Remember, I was looking at getting calls at 343, 346, but I was like, I'm going to buy UNGH. It's a 2x leverage ETF. We're doing well. Very, very, very happy with the progress of that, but we would have done very well with the contracts as well. But that's what I was really looking at because we broke. If you draw a line right where that first descent after that gap fill, right here at like that 342, it broke through, consolidated, and then recuperated. It bounced to fill the gap. All you need to know about gap fills is that they use them as support and resistance level. That's it. They're really strong support and resistance levels intraday. Now, if you trade SPY or ETFs or anything like that, like when I say ETFs, that means SPY, QQQ, or IWM. Those are daily expiration ETFs. So people like to day trade them a lot because they can play off of 0 DTE, the implied volatility, and all that. So usually when you do intraday trades, meaning same day from 9:30 in the morning to 3:55, uh, normally gap fills fill same day, end of day, or next day. Just if you're trading on smaller time frames. When I say smaller time frames, anything below 15 minutes is, in my opinion, a smaller time frame. Jack Hammer, I hope that helped you. I hope that helped explain what gaps are. People are going to make it more complicated than it really has to be. Just treat them as support and resistance levels. That's it. Makes life so much easier when you think about it that way. And note when something fills the gap, there are sellers sitting at that point. And when something closes the gap, that means there are buyers sitting at that point. That's it. Just like support and resistance levels. Makes life much easier. Yeah, no problem, dude. Okay, what else we got? In some videos, you were drawing boxes in charts. What is that? I don't know what you're talking about. In some videos, you were drawing box in chart. Maybe supply and demand zones. I don't know. Most of the time, like 90% of all my charts are lines. If you know exactly the ticker you were talking about, that'd be good. I can follow along. Ooh, GLD. I was hoping someone was saying GLD. I really was hoping someone said GLD. Just saying. You know what's crazy? Everyone wants to chase RGTI, which got some puts. Unfortunately, I got wicked out on my positions on RGTI puts, but some people they were fortunate enough to not get wicked. I guess my stop losses were a little too more conservative, but they did very well those puts. But again, it's the name of the game. You're not going to win everything, even though you're in your trade idea was a good idea. Um, sometimes you get wicked out. It's no big deal. Holy, what is that? Like, wow, 388. That thing's cooking. Nah, you see this candle right here, this weekly candle? I would not be worried about GLD. Not one bit. I am very happy. I still have 50% of my GLD position. Very, very happy. Again, we trimmed profits at I think 366 and 367. That's when it was pulling back. But I did that for my self-discipline. That's it. QQQ, SPY, and what else? Oh, IWM. It's the Russell 2000. So your Russell 2000, those are all your small caps. That's why you saw the Russell 2000 IWM was popping up today, earlier today, and then it fell. Um, that was primarily because with interest rates, if interest rates are cut, that's actually better for smaller cap companies because it increases their money, increases their liquidity, and it increases more capital to reinvest into their companies. But otherwise, like for big tech, it's not. It's good short term, right? It's good bullish momentum, but fundamentally, these big companies and sitting in $1 trillion market caps, they already have the cash that they need. They really don't need to lend out. They're actually what they do is they're borrowing from themselves. That's really how they're making their money. They're paying themselves with debt, and keeping all their assets, their appreciating assets because the dollar is depreciating. When they say appreciating, that's real estate properties, that's companies, that's copyrights, that's hardware, software, XYZ, all of that. But for going back, I know I'm kind of like jumping around, but for GLD, it looks pretty good. That weekly candle actually looks fantastic. That's the first. If we can close Friday GLD at 400, we will quickly see like a 420. Because the last time we saw something that big of a candle, weekly candle, was back when GLD was at $330, and ever since then, it has been parabolic, straight vertical. There has been no weekly pullbacks. So it's actually, it's super over leveraged. I mean, not over leveraged. It's super, let's say, overextended. Don't get me wrong, it very is, but this price action is very strong. And when price action on gold is strong, that usually tells you that markets are hedging their positions. They're a little fearful. Okay. How did I find RGTI? I found that using I made my own option screener, and I'm very particular on how I look for option calls. So when I saw that it was super overextended, I mean, like not like oh a little bit. I mean like this thing's like it needs to fall. It has to fall, otherwise it's not safe kind of deal. And when it looks like that, the RSI is blown way out of proportion. Um, that you start getting these calls. Now, if I start seeing calls at sweeps, 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 that means they're buying aggressively. That's bullish. And that's what I was seeing. I saw a lot of small position sizes, anywhere from like 90 to 200,000 position size, but many of them all at sweep, meaning that was repetitive buying, buying, buying. They didn't care what price action was, just buy, 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 buy. They didn't even put a buy limit order at that. They were deliberately just buying it straight up. So when I saw that, that really gave me the trigger. Also, this morning when we popped up, and then totally lost all those gains, and then I got wicked out when that little pop up. But um, that was also extremely bearish. That 15, the 2 5-minute candles were very very bearish. Actually, I'll show you on the chart with the what, um, what I was talking about. Um, People on TikTok, if you were curious about the charts, and as you probably hear me talk about the charts, uh, free Discord. Make sure you get yourself in it. I'm showing the screen right now. This right here, this candle, I was like, ooh, this is horrendous. This is disgusting. When you go from what 58 back down to 55, it's a $3 move. Look at that wick ratio. That's easily like what, from the bottom wick to the top wick, easily maybe like a 1 to 5. Extremely bearish. This right here, the second candle is where we entered in, somewhere around in this area, this 56 level. I unfortunately got wicked out at 56.87, like to the like I literally missed it by 1 cent. I think it reached. I had a stop loss at $1.10. We entered in at $1.30. It got me at $1.09. Like, are you kidding me? That's some crap. But anyway, there were some people that made a lot of money with it, so very happy for them. But that's what I was seeing with the um, RGTI. Tesla really, when you say go up, Tesla's been fluctuating $10, so that's a 50-50. I could be completely honest with you. I am more focused on the $50 to $100 move on Tesla than the $10 move. So I am really only concerned with Tesla if it's anywhere between the 385 to 400. I'll buy shares. Buying shares means I buy a lot of money with it, and calls. Or if we reclaim 450 with strong volume, I will buy calls also for a breakout. That's going to be a break of structure. Eventually, when it hits that 460, that will be the true confirmation of break of structure, and then this will go much higher. This will actually reach the previous all-time highs, which is roughly, I think, what was it, 487? Just FYI, that's when we sold our 70% of our Tesla shares at 487. What was that? Beginning of this year, right? January, end of December of 2024. All right. Anyone in the Discord, will throw some tickers, or if you have any questions about anything, let me know. I'm gonna switch while everyone's typing about that. I am going to switch over to TikTok. All right. Okay. No one has any Race or Pepsi. I bought them both. Tony on TikTok. I bought Race and Pepsi. I bought both of them. I bought Pepsi at 145. I bought Race at 383. I bought shares of those. So again, shares means I'm going to hold those for a long term, more than 6 months. If the price action hits my targets before the 6 months, great, I'll take profit. But that's the real mindset, is 6 months. So I was also talking to another investor that trades quite heavily, and he's doing the same thing. He agrees with me that we are really just hands off this week. On like Monday, when I was hearing all these news catalysts, the price action was a little not the greatest. I was like, it's not going to be that good. It's really not. It's going to be super choppy. You're going to get these crazy moves, ups and downs, just like what we're seeing from Friday till now. Um, a lot of people are like, oh, you should have bought. You should have bought. That's debatable. Yes, and no, because we need to wait for weekly close candles. So if this week closes higher, then yeah, you bet you I'm going to be buying shares at the end of the week, because weekly candles determine trends. Race is currently at 390, and Pepsi, I think it was at 350. I think it hit 350. Oh, I put Pepe. Pepsi hit 152. It's like 151. Wow, we really be getting that bottom. Hold up. Oh, that's right. I'm on the 15-minute chart. Yeah, but we bought right here at this mark. For people that are on Discord, you can see this was my original entry, 144.76. I got the buy limit. It got filled at 145.10. So, very nice move, right? So can't complain. $6 move on shares is fantastic. It doesn't sound that great, but when you have a lot of shares, it sounds very good. Let's take a little peek at SMCI really quick. Let's see how this one's doing. Am I? Oh, SMCI. Ooh, that's dyslexia for you. It's holding up pretty good. Doesn't look that bad. Yeah, so SMCI. It's kind of these candles. I need them to be green a little bit more, but honestly, it's holding up surprisingly well after that pretty bearish news. And I think I heard that there was a 500% increase on tariffs on China. I think I heard that today. Something along those lines. It's kind of crazy. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I know UMAY. UM. Wow. It's kind of a sexy looking chart, I'm not gonna lie. A little ugly looking chart. I mean, not ugly, I mean like shaped weird. So for oh, hold up, maybe, oh, UAMY. Oh, I was about to say, this is just moving with the market. It's really slowly. UM. United States. UMAY. Dang, what the heck happened to this one? Why is it popping like that? Rare earth. Oh, rare earth. Oh, that's why. It's getting played off of the rare earths. Okay, so for UAMY, as long as you hold roughly that, let's say, $12.80 level, get a nice daily candle bounce off of that. That would be really good. You see that anything really above $12.80 on this one, you're in the clear, and it might actually go up higher because you do have, even though we had Tuesday the 14th, we had a very red candle, but it's a weird hammer candle, and it's actually kind of bullish, where your wick ratio is much higher on the bottom than it is to the top. So it seems that there is more people that want to push this up higher. You just need another a confirmation candle, really a true confirmation. So like risky position is like $12.80 getting into that, but like a true confirmation is anywhere above $16. Like a good green solid engulfing candle, that would be really nice. Okay. Oh, TS. Forgot about that one too. Usually, when price action is actually Taiwan Semiconductor might actually do well. If Taiwan Semiconductor can does this move? Breaks above $309, you're in the clear. This thing will break out higher, much higher. I would start targeting if it breaks above $309. I would start targeting 320. It's not a bad chart. Actually, looks pretty good. It looks like Nvidia before it popped up and made a new high. My entry on SMCI, I think it was 48. 48 or 49. Actually no. I bought originally at 48 and some change, then I bought another position at like 49 and 49.24. I think that was it. So my average is just below $49. I think it's like 48.80 or something like that. Okay. Yeah, with your TSMI and AMD, just make sure you set trailing stop losses. Just put like a 15% trailing stop loss if you're weighing profits. I do that with Tesla all the time. I have a Tesla price average of 175. I keep I think a 35% trailing stop loss on my shares. I just do that just to protect capital. Okay, we're gonna go back to. I will be, but honestly, AMD at 180 psychological level, not a bad idea, but I'm really looking at like the 170s, 173. That's really the area where we like to buy. There's a lot of buyers sitting at that point, a lot of support. There's just a lot of things meeting up at 173 that I would be patient. If I miss it, I'm okay with that. If I miss the 173 and never comes and it goes higher, that's okay. As long as price action breaks higher, I'll just do calls to get the breakout strategy going and make money up that way. So it's not the end of the world. All right, going back to the Discord, let's read some questions off. AMD, let's get you the AMD chart. Ooh, AMD doesn't look that bad. AMD looks much better. Hold up. On the weekly, AMD looks pretty good. Hold up. Hold up. AMD doesn't look that bad. You were just at the mark of a breakout on AMD. have to zoom in a little bit so I can see that. AMD looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. A true confirmation would be above this right here. This three. This I mean that's this 240. I would say 240 above 240. Another daily candle would be fantastic. Then I would I would get some calls, some small position calls, nothing crazy, nothing like I'm gonna full port or anything like that. Maybe like a 1-2% position size, nothing crazy. Because this flag pattern is a little nasty, a little gnarly looking. It's not the greatest, it's not the cleanest, but it is respecting that 8 EMA. It is breaking up from this 228 level, which was the previous high. So it's looking pretty good. It's not that bad. I couldn't send screenshots here, so I did it in general. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm just free everyone else's. AMD does not look like it wants to fall. I don't. There could be a news catalyst. This market has been crazy with news catalysts, but from what I'm seeing in the daily chart, looks pretty good. The weekly chart even looks better. The weekly chart looks phenomenal, actually. If we can close AMD above this previous week's high, that would be a really sexy looking candle. I'm not gonna lie. That would be. I would actually buy some shares. I think it's like AMDX or something like that. It's a 2x leverage or something. Forgot what it was. I may just made that one up, but there is a 2x leverage for this one. All right, let's talk about some XRP. Brain fog at the current moment. Ooh, XRP. What the heck? This XRP is selling off. That is on the 15-minute, that is a head and shoulders pattern. That looks like it wants to go down to $2. And that's really is unfortunate for my portfolio. That's really unfortunate. Okay, let's see if there's a little bit more optimism on the daily chart. Yeah, there's no optimism on the daily chart either. It definitely looks like it wants to go down to $2. Yeah, that is your confirmation candle. This is your pivot point candle. That's your confirmation candle. You're below the 8 EMA, below the 200. Yeah, this is I'm gonna be a little sad. I'm not gonna lie. This one's not the greatest. What does Bitcoin look like? Just out of curiosity. Oh, Bitcoin looks like crap too. Oh, excuse me. I'm a little tired, so please forgive my language. Wow. I think I made a video saying that Bitcoin's gonna come to 190. Well, I mean 109. I wish it was 190. That would have been great. The Bitcoin miners are like popping off. Is anyone noticing that? Paul, what are you talking about? 35% stop loss on profits. Thanks for that bit of. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, like when I hold shares of like things that I have like dirt cheap, like United Healthcare. I have in one account for my United Healthcare. I have it at 267. I have another account. I think it's at like 355. I have another account with United Healthcare shares in it. But when things are that cheap, I just put a very large stop loss on it just because I know that it's going to go much higher. Just based off fundamentals, based off cash flow, just because I did my homework on it. Hey Sarah, how you doing? Yeah, XRP does not look that good. Sad face. Sad face. Bitcoin doesn't look that good either. I am begrudgingly about to type Ethereum. I do have quite a bit of money in Ethereum. Ethereum looks like the worst one. That candle's nasty. You never. Okay, so people in the Discord, you never want to see something like this. You never want to see a candle like that. That's the I'm screwed candle. Not it's not that crazy. You're looking at support at like 3,500 on Ethereum. But just in general, when you see a candle like that with there's a larger wick on top and full body with no wick on bottom, that's the time to go down candle. Unless there's a news catalyst. Unless there's a news catalyst. Otherwise, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so another reason why I do really large stop losses on shares that are way in the money. I think I'm up like what 180% on in Tesla shares. So 35% stop loss is nothing in comparison. In comparison to the grand scheme of things, is really nothing. I'm still up 150% even if I get stopped out. And then if I get stopped out, you know what I do? I take my 150% gain and then I dump it back into Tesla at a better time. There you go, right? So it's not the end of the world. Okay. Wow, really? No one had any other questions in the Discord? The past 2 weeks has been rapid fire. It's been rapid fire, I'm not gonna lie. Hymns. Do they have earnings? Oh, dang! Wow, look at that thing. That thing.
Don't forget to take out your trash cans.
Hymns treatment boosted stock price. It's like a pharmaceutical thing. It's a pretty good move though. Not a bad move. You are reaching the point of some resistance though. 65-ish is some resistance. Actually, that was kind of crazy. This candle. So what day was that? On hymns, June 20th. That gap down is acting like your your resistance, your heavy resistance. So very interesting stuff. Another gap down. Look, I'm using it as a resistance point. Not even I don't even care about the gap. Just that there's strong sellers. That's resistance. That's how I use the gaps. Oracle. I think two people asked for Oracle. What is the ticker? I think it's ORCL. Yeah, I still got it. I still got it. Ooh, hold up. Oracle doesn't look that bad. I mean, these other candles look like trash. These stupid wicks on top, that looks like complete trash. If if Oracle if Oracle on Friday can close above like 311, that would be a very interesting trade. This right here on the weekly time frame, this looks like a dead cat bounce. A dead cat bounce just means it's going to go up. I'm sorry. A dead cat bounce means it falls drastically, and because the price action falls so drastically, it then recuperates some of its losses and then continues to downtrend. So that's what this looks like on the weekly chart. But if you go on, hold up, hold up, that doesn't look that good on. Yeah, so it's either Oracle has to go above like I have to rethink this now because I'm on the 4 hour chart and it doesn't look that good. Oracle has to be above 330 for a breakout higher. Even though the potential top was 345, you'll have enough momentum at 330 to get to 345. 345 is the true confirmation if it breaks up higher. 330 is like a little bit higher risk position, but if there's good momentum, it will push up higher. But look at this nasty weird chop looks really weak. Honestly, Oracle below 292, this thing's gonna fall. Again, it's not gonna fall crazy, maybe $20, which on calls you're cooked. But on shares, you're really not. You just sell cover calls. Learn how to sell cover calls. Buy 100 shares. Learn how to sell cover calls. I know 100 shares at $300 is 30 grand, but you learn how to do those cover calls. But you're going to be just follow that 200 EMA for Oracle. Okay. Okay. I think we did AMD. Actually, we did AMD. I think I like the chart. I forgot. Oh yeah, this is the sexy looking chart. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is the good weekly looking chart. Honestly, I would be watching AMD if AMD can. That has to be the all-time high. Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy. If AMD breaks above that previous high, which is like currently where it's at right now, just below 240, if we close up higher with no wick on the weekly chart, AMD is going to look like a really good trade. That's not bearish. I wouldn't be getting puts. But again, I'm strictly going off price action. There is a lot of news catalysts going that's happening between China, Russia, the peace deals, the what's that big beautiful bill that he has. There's things going on. There's money being spent. There's money. The government shut down. There's a lot of things that are happening all at once, and just be careful because the news is going to be very sensitive. This is why I've been mostly been trading shares, because if something bad happens in pre or post market, I can get out of a position. That's really why I do it. Um, that's really why. Now I know Robinhood is going to be making, and not Robinhood, but all the brokerage accounts are going to be making contracts like option calls and puts um, on the 24-hour market, which would be really nice. I would really, really enjoy that. We would actually make a lot of money because the majority of my money is actually made in pre-market, if anyone was curious. If you're in the Discord, the VIP Discord, that is probably the one reason why you'll see me buy at like 8 o'clock, 7:30, 7:45 at night, or you'll see me buy at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Just FYI. Um, that's where big money starts entering into. That's how I can find out some of these really good trades. Like, like what's that called? Ferrari. Remember, I said 400 on Ferrari was good, which was still good. Don't get me wrong, but I was waiting for a reversal candle. Reversal candle was at 383. It looked fantastic. And now we're at 390. So it looks even better now. A Ferrari recuperating above 400. That would be a nice trade. That would remind me of like a United or a Lululemon. Lululemon hitting like 160 and then going back down and going back up to like that 180. Is Halloween on a Friday? Does anyone know if is Halloween on a Friday? Sarah, it is. You know what I just got? That's funny. Can anyone guess what this is? Can you guess what my costume is? Hold up. Maybe this will help. Or maybe this. I got a wig. I'm gonna be wearing that. That'd be funny. Yeah, I'm gonna be dressing up. Why not? Laugh a little, right? Everything I do is serious, so let's laugh a little. So I'm gonna be dressing up as a hippie. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good stuff. Any other questions? Oh, hold up. I'm going out on Friday. I may not be. I may not be able to make a video. Hmm. Going to like a haunted house like party thing for a friend's birthday. I was not going to dress up. I was going to dress up in a suit, and everyone gave me a dirty look. I said I'm going as a businessman, and I got the dirty look, so I went out and got a costume. Just got it from Amazon. I even got these little hippie glasses. All right. Stock questions. Coinbase, yes, Coinbase. I've been up since like 5:30 and not had a single break. So forgive me if I'm typing a little wacky. Ew. Coin's weekly chart looks like a false breakout. I know Watson really likes this one, and I know she bought some. I know she's on vacation, but I'm not too crazy about Coinbase currently. I'll be more interested in Coinbase when Bitcoin starts consolidating, not breaking out, consolidating at the previous highs. Then I'll be like, yes, yes, I want to buy calls and coin or get a coin L, right? That's a 2x leverage. But for right now, I'm staying away because with Bitcoin, you have to know institutions de-risk the highest risk trades first, and that's your Coinbase, that's your Bitcoin miners, that's your MicroStrategy. They're going to get rid of those first before they get rid of their Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to be get their Bitcoin is going to be sold last always. So, and what happens when they start selling their Bitcoin is they start buying Ethereum, Solana, they start buying all the other stuff. They're just trickling their profits. They're not putting their initial asset money in it. They're just taking their profits and putting it into the alts. And now that's really where alt season comes from, is waiting for Bitcoin dominance to fall below 50% and the cash from people taking profits, taking that cash and profits and putting it into alternative coins, increasing liquidity in the alts and spiking up the price. This is why you get the alt season. And honestly, I do think that we're going to still get an alt season. Otherwise, I would not be holding as much XRP as I am, or Ethereum. And I am very conservative when I trade with a crypto, very conservatively. So for me to hold a significant amount of XRP and Ethereum, you can bet you that I'm putting my money where my mouth is and thinking that there's going to still be a alt season. All right. Anyone in the Discord? Does anyone have any questions? Any comments? What? Oh, I forgive me if I pronounce your name wrong. I think it's Rahid. 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 I, forgive me. Please forgive me. That is a demand zone. It's that yellow rectangle. It's all that really is telling you is it's a zone, the pivot point zone, the line in the sand zone. That's all it really is. When you have price action chopping up, uh, yeah, I like to put zones sometimes. Very rarely I put them on. Mostly they're lines, because the lines they're based off of not just drawing fancy pictures on a chart and then you magically believe me that they're right. Right? No, there is a lot that goes into these lines. There are order flow. There is three different volume indicators. There is historical price action. There are gap fills, gap ups, gap downs. So I do take all of that into consideration when I get those. Okay. Can't complain either. Okay. 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 Anyone else? Anyone else in the Discord before I switch over to TikTok asking questions? So the Discord, if you go on to the tradingtutorllc.com, it will give you all the information you need. You want to go under education and then Discord alerts or live trade setups. Worst case scenario, if you can't find it, just give me a DM. I'll help you. Now, uh, there is a free Discord. I've been very active in the free Discord. I am always active in the paid Discord. It's $15 a month for all the softwares. Honestly, for literally all the softwares, it's cheaper to buy the OG tier than to buy unusual whales. To be unusual whales is like what, $40 for basic, and then for premium is over like $200-300 a month. So just saying, for $15 a month, you get that. You get dark pool data. You get my all my custom stuff. So it's really good. It's really good. I use that. I use all the money that I get and reinvest back into the server. I do not live trade like this. This is technically a live trading, like not live trading, but like a video call, right? What I do is Discord alerts. That's it. Live Discord alerts. I run three businesses and work a W-2 and full time trade. So I don't have time like I should to live day trade. Maybe when I retire in like 5 years, I will be full time live streaming. But for the time being, it is all just text message based in the Discord. I am a firm believer uh, in retiring very, 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 very early. So I work a lot of hours. I work over 120 hours, 120 hours. I go to bed at like 2, wake up at like 5:30, almost every single day. So yeah, yeah, I'm a crackhead. So full time trader, full time W-2. I am in the aerospace and defense. I signed some NDAs and some other stuff. I can't really say too much. Specifically when you're doing stocks. I mean, they're traded on the stock exchange, so I have to be careful on how I say things. But it's in the aerospace defense sector. Let's call it that. Management and projects, and I write my own software. Right, independent publishing firm. So I have the software company, independent publishing firm, then the trading software, and then the Discord. So, fun fact, I use my W-2. I purposely take a smaller salary because honestly, I don't need my W-2. I could literally just quit and be very, very okay. So people get the misconception. They're like, "Oh, you must not be making money." I make a lot of money, believe me. But actually, I don't have to prove anything. But I do that because I save roughly 20% in my income taxes by taking my taxes from the W-2. That's why I do that. And you do that for 5 years straight. You take that extra 20%, put it in the SPY, put in the Qs. You'll be 50% richer. That that is what I do. Sometimes you gotta bite the bullet and do things you don't want to do to then have a much easier life later on. Adobe. I was just looking at Adobe. Not that it's not that that's not the greatest. I think someone in the Discord today, the VIP Discord, they were talking about Adobe. Yeah, yeah. Adobe below 330 is like I would want to cry. But if Adobe holds above 330, you're chilling. That's actually a really good spot. Like Adobe is like a 50-50, red or black. I'm going to be completely honest. We need price action to make to call a direction, either below or above. We're going to make money either way, but Adobe needs to pick its own direction. Um, Ty, we already went over Tesla. Well, unless something happened with Tesla that's up. Yeah, yeah, we already went over Tesla. I had the whole synopsis saying that the weekly looks fantastic, the 4 hour and the daily looks like crap. Doesn't look that good. Um, I'd prefer to buy and support at like 385, 400. But if I don't see that, I would buy calls at above 450. Yeah, we spent like 20 minutes talking about Tesla. How you like the race call? All right. Oh, This was the first time. I know, slightly off topic. I know this is not about socks. This was the first time I made a tie dye shirt, and it came out pretty good. It came out pretty good. Actually, I might have it somewhere. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Look at that. I trade stocks and make T-shirts. If you don't know, I am being a I'm a I have a costume to be a hippie for Halloween. So, all right, I'll take three more tickers, and then I'm gonna be skedaddling. I got a lot of things to do. I want to revise my option contract screener. Every every time we are in the Discord, every time I to be quite honest, in the Discord I prefer bad feedback because I use bad. I think bad feedback, in my opinion, is good feedback. It's actually much better than good feedback because I always I always update and modify everything. This is why 85% of all the softwares I code personally so that I can make custom modifications to it. That is the main reason why I do it. I have a lot of the control of that. I don't have to worry about copyrights. I don't have to worry about data, not data, the API keys. So that's another little good tip. Weeble. I really don't like that platform. I'm gonna be completely honest. I traded some calls and I almost had a conniption. Oh, hold on. Weeble doesn't look that bad. Like Weeble looks like UPS. Two stocks and focus a new analyst. This Weeble launches in European Union, debuting retail investment platform in the Netherlands. The Netherlands got no money. Buy that doesn't really help me. Where's the article? Okay, two stacks of. Yeah, honestly, Weeble doesn't look that bad. Weeble looks more of a long term buy. Like $10 looks very appetizing. $10 on Weeble looks very appetizing, like to the point where I might contemplate some calls. So yeah, that was a good call out for Weeble. Just strictly looking off price action. But I wouldn't be putting like a 5% position. Portfolio position is a very large swing trade in my opinion. I may be able to do like a half of a percent of my portfolio in Weeble at like $10. Not, it's very low risk. Honestly, Weeble at $10 is a low risk trade. So having even at like a 1%, it's not that bad. In comparison, like my Pepsi, my Pepsi was a 3.5%. My Chipotle, I think, was a 5. My SMCI was like 6%. Excuse me, 6%. So that's just in comparison, so you have an idea. All right, we got one more question, one more something. Anyone in the Discord? Wow, you guys been staying here for the whole time, so congrats. Anyone have any final question? A ticker, something. Just know more than likely this week we'll probably do very minimal trading. I told everyone in the free and in the paid Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so it should not be a surprise. And there was 4 videos made, pretty much stating that this week I'm going to be sitting on my hands and watching, and just waiting, because volume is not meeting up with price action, is not meeting up with news catalysts. So when that happens, it's a I'd rather just sit back, watch everyone else get trapped, and I'll just say, okay, just lay off on the brakes a little, right? We'll just ride our GLD shares all the way up to like 500. Because that thing does not feel like it wants to come down at all. We already went over BURU. Is there some type of news going on with that? Because when I last week when I started talking about Poet POET, when I was just saying like there was three separate contracts. They were over $1 million, and I was like, this looks a little suspicious. And if in the free Discord, I was like, you should really look at this one. That would be getting in calls. And sometimes I'm able to catch moves before they get popular, just based off of option volume. Not all the time, not all the time, but sometimes. Yeah, we already looked at this one. You're looking at above 40 cents. BURU above 40 cents, you're in the clear. We'll go higher. Below 40 cents, you're not in the clear. You're going lower. All right, we'll do Avco and then we're done. I hope live streaming counts as posting, because I literally just got out of being shadow banned for 2-3 weeks. I like 2 days ago I just got done being shadow banned. That was horrible. So I'm hoping live streams count as a post. Because with TikTok, everyone's like, oh, honestly, with TikTok, you have to make sure you post every day. You have to. Otherwise, you literally will lose steam. Doesn't matter if it's a good video, a bad video, you have to post. People are like, oh, no, you don't have to. You have to at least post 3 to 5 videos. Everyone's like, oh, you can get away with one video. Not from what I experience. Broadcom above 365, you're in the clear for calls. FYI. When price action is like hitting all-time highs, you're strictly going from the you're switching mindsets from conservative buying at support to now breakout, a little bit more riskier. So your Broadcom, you really need to buy above price action, above all previous all-time high to go even higher. I know it sounds like a very, very strange concept to understand. You're going to buy high to sell high. What happened to buying low, sell high, right? Well, you have to switch. You have to switch your mindset sometimes, because now you're trading momentum. Thanks, Jackhammer. You're on. You were on the Discord. Now you're here. You're jumping around. All right. What are before I go? What are I need some trendy stocks or crypto that you want me to make a video on tonight. So put those something trendy. Just send me a DM. I'll help you. Discord. So just so you know, the website is used as an instructional website. All of the memberships are through WAP or Patreon. I do. I would focus more on Patreon because they have about roughly a 5%. There's 5% less surcharge fee from the platform itself. Like Patreon, they surcharge customers 8%. I could not negotiate anything lower with them, so we switched to WAP, and they're at 3%. So you save 5% through going through WAP. It's I'm not referring them. I strictly just want to make sure everyone maximizes their money. Um, and they really have really good customer support. They have 24/7 customer support. That's really good. So if you have any questions, just DM me. DM me your email, and then what I'll do is, because on TikTok DM, I cannot send you direct links. So if you would like more information, it's like kind of step by step, and you can just click the link and go. Just DM me your email, and then Expect an email later tonight. I have some things that have to do after this, but roughly around that 9 o'clock ish, expect an email from me. It's going to be the trading tutor at outlook.com. So if you see that, it's not scam. I know there's a lot of scam artists out there. It's not scam. All right. Okay. Bro, are you using different time format? You mean candle times? Yes. Always. 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 Most of my trades are based off of the daily and weeklies. Always. Weeklies, I'm my trading strategy. I'm going to be completely honest. Is not glamorous. You're not going to get 1,000% gains, but let me tell you something. My overall portfolio is almost at a 350% gain. Overall portfolio, meaning my net worth, increased by 3.5x. And there has been other people privately tell me I've had people have 98% portfolio gains. I think he was just in the Discord just recently. Other people that trade with their 401k, again, making $40,000 trades on a 401k is crazy. 43% overall in a 401k is insane. It is insane. Now, it's done by steady, consistent trading. It's boring. It's not you're not going to get a trade every single day. It is steady, increasing risk, decreasing risk by appreciating our assets by always hedging. So I used to be like the dopamine gambler, right? What's the next trade? What's the next 1,000% trade? Because it's fun. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's really fun actually. You can put $100 in and make $1,000, or lose $100, but have the opportunity to make $1,000. So I get it, but where the real money is large positions making roughly about 20% in shares. That is where the good money is. No one tells you that because it's it's not flashy, but it will make you it will make you flashy kind of deal. Not in a weird way, but like the watches, the cars, the houses. But yeah, yeah, yeah. If you look into right below, you have UTC4, but yours is military time format. Oh, that format. Okay, so I see. I thought you meant like UTC is for the New York Stock Exchange. There is something, I think it's like RT something, um, and that gives you extended hours. I think it's extended New York. Yeah, but UTC4 is just New York Stock Exchange time frame. That's it. Do you trade futures or forex? It's a very unusual question for stocks. It's more asking questions like that is more for forex or futures trading because you have your Asian market in the morning, you have your New York exchange, and then you have what is it London or maybe it's London in the morning, and I don't know. I don't really care. I only trade New York Stock Exchange. That's what I'm mostly focused on. But I know what is my take on Tesla. You should have been here like an hour ago. Had a whole little rant. In short, support is at 400. I'll buy it at 400. I will also be buying at 450. So either one of those directions. So if it hits 400, support, buying. Hits 450, breakout, buying. Anything in between, a $50 range, which on Tesla, a $50 range is, it sounds kind of crazy to say that, but it's really not that big of a deal, a $50 range. Because I've seen Tesla. I've gotten Tesla positions where I had a 56 dollar move in a single day, and then after hours it was a $63 move in a single day. Tesla generally likes to move choppy wise anywhere from like $8 to $12. Normal pump and dump scenarios are usually $20 on Tesla, but a really good breakout is normally anywhere above $50. So remember 351. I was like, it's gonna break out. Look where it went to. It was like I think it in pre market hit 480. 480 Tesla hit before it dropped down pre market. You won't see it on the chart because it'll show like 465 or something like that, but it technically hit 478 and some change in pre market. All right, yo. Take it easy, everyone. No one ever commented what I should post today. I have a lot to post about, but I figured I'd ask. Anyone in the Discord? Is there something that your eyes getting caught on? A stock, a ticker, Lulu, XRP. We're already in both. Honestly, both of those are kind of. We just checked out XRP today. That doesn't look that good. I'm gonna be honest. QCLs. Where's Q? QCL. Dang it. QCLs. Also note, there has been an increasing amount of influx of bearish option volume on QUBS, quantum computing, whatever that one was, QU something, and RGTI. There has been a very consistently steady increasing put volume on that. So just be careful with that. I'm not saying this week it's going to dump, but I wouldn't be surprised in the next month if it doesn't drop. I'll be very, very surprised. Is Q? Am I looking at the right QCLS? It's like 450. XRP really be breaking my heart. I'm not gonna lie. Oh! I also forgot. For anyone, this is for the Discord or TikTok. I created my first ebook. I'm going to be giving it away for free. The only catch is, which is not really a catch, is if you on WAP, if you give a report of a review, as long as it's a good review, I don't really care. That I care about because I won't get pushed out. Because with WAP, like usually, like I said, I do like bad comments. That's how I improve in the Discord because I control all the softwares. But on WAP, I'll get punished for it if I get a certain amount. So to reward people for getting 5-star reviews, I'm giving the book out for free. So the only thing is just DM me, email me. My email is at thetradingtutor@outlook.com. Send me a screenshot of your reply, your comment, and then I'll email you the book. I don't gotta pay for it. There's no catch. There's no strings attached. The only thing is just write a review. That's it. Why can't I find Polkadot? Everything looks the same as XRP. This actually doesn't look like XRP, but this pattern right here looks like XRP. This candle, the drop candle, doesn't. On Polkadot. I had Polkadot in the very beginning when I was owning Shiba Inu. Oh. Hey, Polkadot's like on its lows. Polkadot like never had a push. Wow, that's kind of sad. But it looks kind of good though, like on a technical support. I mean, technically it broke structure this week. Technically it broke structure. Might have to add a little alert for that one. A little trading view text message alert. Okay. Yeah, bat lucky. No, that's not a bad one. Polka dot's not that bad. Looks doesn't look that. That one actually looks pretty good. Look pretty promising. Like Shiba Inu looks pretty good too. I don't want to say that because people are gonna blow that out of the water, but it doesn't look bad. Okay. I entered on Target and saw. Oh, I forgot about those too. Week back, but sold after Friday's dip. Missed my profits. I don't have time right now because going over TradingView is kind of a pain in the butt, especially because I have a lot of my softwares and codes. Technically, 463 individual codes that pull an API from TradingView. So that I also have dark pool data, live option data, brokerage accounts hooked up to it. So it's a little complicated at the moment. Honestly, catch me next week. I'm planning on doing the. I used to do the Q&A sessions only for the VIP Discord, but there was only like 2 people not taking advantage of it. So you know what? If they don't want to take advantage of it, we're gonna do the free stuff. So come next week on it, or if I'm doing a live again, or if you join the free Discord, you might get in contact with me. But no, when I'm trading in the week, I am strictly focused on making money and making sure other people make money. So just know I will get back to you, but it's not going to be as quick as the VIP because they take priority, which makes sense, right? But, but yeah, there's many ways you can get contact me. Oh my gosh, that's actually kind of funny. Do I make no? No, the strip lights on the top, they are every Wednesday. Uh, I don't know how to disconnect my take my garbage out because when Alexa notifies me to take out the garbage, it also puts on my lights, and I don't know how to disconnect that. I've tried, it just doesn't work. So the green lights, they those are not intended for a green day. Put it that way. All right, we're gonna end this